starting.
You want to say hi?
Hi
everyone. We're here to show you part deux of our bone broth making. So this has simmered all night long. Hasn't been quite 24 hours, but probably 20-ish. So that's good enough for me, and we're ready to drink it. Are you ready to drink it? But first we gotta remove the bones and whatever we won't need. Okay, so I let this cool down for an hour already, so it is not too hot. And maybe I don't know if I can show you what this looks like. I'll just bring you closer so you can see. So this is what it looks like after almost 24 hours of simmering. It smells really nice. Does it smell nice? Yes. Let me put you back here. Okay. Is this gonna work? All right. Okay, so the first thing I do is I use a big colander to take out the big pieces, just to make this a little bit easier. What, baby? You want to do this? Or you just want to smell? It smells really good. Smells like good bone broth. That's going to be really good for our health. It's going to keep us healthy so we don't get sick. So we have a happy tummy. You keep smelling it. You're so cute. What does it smell like?
Broth.
Broth, you're right.
Sounds so good.
Okay, he's smelling from all sides to make sure that it's kid approved. So yeah, just take out the big pieces like that, because otherwise if I just pour it, it splashes everywhere. So that seems to be what works for me, but you can do it any way that works for you. And I'll leave it to drain a bit more. May get a few more drops out of it. And then I use this colander. If you have only one, it works too, but that's just, you want to do it, but it's going to be a bit difficult, but you can just give it a second. Maybe I should have used a bigger bowl. I don't know. Okay, we'll try to make it work. Can you help me? And we'll just try to pour it right here to strain. Whoops, splashing a little bit. We're going to get the most of it in our cup.
Yum.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes you can reuse the bones. If they are very soft, they're probably done. But if they're still hard, you could reuse it, put them back in a bag in the freezer, and use them for a next batch of bone broth with some fresh bones. So you still get a lot of value. Yes, we can reuse the bones, exactly. That's a good idea. So we didn't get that much broth because I made a small batch with about only 2 pounds of bones. But I could have made a bigger batch, which is that I didn't have enough bones. So I have, let's see, just about 8 cups, I think. We'll see. If I measured correctly, we should need all 4 of these 16 ounces mason jars. And I like using mason jars that don't have any shoulders, so straight edges. So that way, if I put it in the freezer, because, let me backtrack. So this bone broth will stay good in the fridge. Yeah, just a second. It will stay good in the fridge for about 5 days. So if you think that you won't use it all within 5 days, you can freeze it. And I like using glass jar first, because plastic especially is not the best, because it can leach out plastic and BPA into your broth, especially if you pour it warm. And the only thing is that if you freeze it, you have to be really careful to not fill it too much. So if you have straight jars like that without shoulders, I fill it about, I guess, 3/4 of the way up to allow for expansion. As it freezes, it expands, and that way it won't explode in the freezer, because I've had a few bad experiences with that. But by not filling it too much and using straight jars,
Hoppas jeg blåser.
It seems to be okay.
Hoppas jeg blåser.
No. Okay, you ready? Do you want to hold this? Okay, hold this. We'll do teamwork. Good.
Not too much.
Not too much. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Not.
Thank you for helping.
Yeah.
Should be enough?
No.
Okay. And what can we use our bone broth for? We can just drink it as it is. Or we can use it in soups, in stews.
Yeah. It's enough.
It's enough? Okay. Yeah, this is a small batch, but this is good. It's going to be really good and concentrated. And it's a small batch, but that's fine. And as you can see at the top of it, there's a big layer of fat. So when you put that in the fridge, as it cools off, this will solidify and becomes white. So then you can scoop it out. Yeah, if you want to, and pour it in a. Yeah, it's saying that it's good to help poop well. Yes, to make good poop. So yeah, what I was saying about the layer of fat here is that if you put it in the fridge, it will solidify and becomes white, and then you can scoop it out and put it in a separate container. Yes, to use as fat for cooking. Or you can leave it in your broth if you don't mind. But for some people, it's a little bit difficult to drink bone broth with the fat, can make them nauseated. So just know that. Yeah, you can put this lid first too. And what else? Yeah, so that's pretty much all you need to know about that. Do you want to drink some, Aiden? Do you want to taste? Okay, I'm gonna pour a little bit. Let's use that as a cup. I'll just test that it's not too cold. Just pour a little bit of your water in it. There you go. So it's not too hot, I mean. Want to taste it? To tell people how yummy it is? Okay, let's taste it. Let's do the taste test.
You want to taste?
Taste first. And we'll take care of that after, okay? And then you can tell them if you like it. Tell the camera. You want to show your face? Your cute little face? Is it good broth?
Powering off.
Our speaker is powering off. Okay. All right, so we are really happy to have this bone broth. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to say is that when you put that in the fridge as it cools down, if it's really good quality bone broth, you will it will become like a gel. It will become like Jello basically because of the high gelatin content. And when it becomes like a gel, you know that it's really good quality bone broth that will have a lot of healing properties for your gut. That will also be very beneficial for your gut and your joints, for your skin I meant, and your joint as well. So you know, gut health, skin health, joint health, bone health, teeth health. That's good for all of that. And if your broth doesn't gel, it doesn't mean that it's bad. There's still a lot of those nutrients in it. It might just be too diluted. Maybe there was just too much water to bone in terms of ratio, or maybe the simmering temperature was too high. So something I forgot to mention in part 1 of the video, the live video that I did yesterday, it's best to use the lowest setting on your slow cooker so that it doesn't boil too much. It should just barely simmer. That's what we're aiming for. Otherwise, it might prevent your broth from gelling properly. So there you have it. He's drinking his bone broth, really enjoying it. So that's my favorite way to consume bone broth first thing in the morning as a tea. Yeah, it's normal to have some deposit at the bottom. You can drink it or just leave it in the cup, doesn't matter. But yes, that's gonna be really good to make good poop, right? That's why you poop so well. High five. Thank you so much for your help today. That was really helpful. Do you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye everyone, and then you can press here.